All right. First, this thing pauses for 22 seconds, and then I got it on mute. Well, what a way to start off a stream. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm expecting a slow stream tonight. We're going to do an hour, and that's about it. So we'll see who pops in. May get a lot of new people tonight from a certain channel. So any of my mods pop up, just kind of be on your game because I don't know the new people that will pop up in the stream. I don't know. So I don't know unless Jerry comes in, and Jerry can tell me. But other than that, I won't know who they are. So don't know if my co-host is going to be here tonight or not. Might just be me running the ship. So we will see. But that's okay. I'm pretty entertaining. Especially if I get new people in, I can show them stuff I've already showed before. I only need to kill another 50 minutes, 58 minutes. I'm only doing about an hour. But then I'll say that and do 3, but that's how I killed my StreamYards last month. So, we'll see. But I don't expect many new people to pop in tonight. They say they support you, but nah, they just leave a comment, see them again half the time. So, very rarely do people actually show up stream after stream after stream. The new people, I mean. But, hey, I could be wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I could play a game. As soon as I start a game up, I think Cajun will pop in. So we're just gonna do an hour because I'm starting to cut down my streams here and there. I'll only probably do an hour unless I have time to spare, and then I'll do more. Considering my StreamYards kicked in on the 4th and today is the 11th. So I have time to kill if I want to on here, but I don't necessarily want to use all my hours anyway. In case one night I do go 4 hours and then I have extra free time. Let's see. I used to be popular back in the day. I used to have 30 people in my chat. That all disappeared. So, welcome to the new YouTube. That's fine. If nobody shows up in my lives, I'm fine with that. As long as they watch my content. That's all that matters. Watch the content. You don't have to pop up in my boring lives. Just watch the content. We'll be fine. But I just hate when people leave a message. Hi, I'm here to support you from so-and-so channel. Good luck. And then you never see them again. I don't know if they watched it. They left a comment. Great. Just watch the video. Even if it's a 20-second short, just watch the damn thing. You don't need to tell me you're here from, I hate that when people do that on my videos. I'm here from Bob's. That's wonderful. Why do I need to know that? I hate that. Now, in a live stream, okay, I get that. If I haven't seen you in a live stream before, you can do that. Say, did I meet you on blah, blah, blah's channel? Okay, great. But that is one of my pet peeves on YouTube. If you actually watch the thing and you like it, great. I'm fine. You don't have to like it. You don't have to, Goose Sports in the building. What is going on? What the fuck is going on with LSU baseball losing to Sacramento State and Jesus and Batman? And what in the hell is going on with LSU baseball? I'm very disappointed in LSU baseball. I haven't listened to any of the games this year. I haven't, this is the first year that I can recall in probably 20, 25 years that I have not listened to a single LSU basketball game, a UNO basketball game, or a Tulane basketball game. I just forget, or I'm busy working. Very inconsistent. Yeah, I don't. I saw where they lost like 6-3 or 11-3 to Sacramento State, and I'm like, must be early season jitters. I mean, LSU's going to lose at least 15 games, but I figure those would be SEC games. I mean, They better get all this losing out their damn system right now. But yeah, I don't even know their record, but apparently it's bad. I mean, they were 10-2 at one point, or 10-1, 10-2. They talk about they're going to fire Matt McMahon, and I'm like, well, shit, he shouldn't have been hired in the first place. You should have kept what's his name, Joey Buckets. Should have kept his ass. It was 1 year late. 1 year late for the NIL deal. It's just 1 year late. I'm convinced that Joey Buckets, and I'm drawing a blank to his name, but you know who I'm talking about, he would have led us to the damn championship by now. He was building that roster. LSU would have been like the women's team. Except the women's team wouldn't have lost the women's team keeps losing to South Carolina every time. It's like that's LSU's kryptonite. For the ladies, it's South Carolina. When we won the championship, we didn't face South Carolina because of Iowa. I think LSU can win the national championship in women's as long as they avoid South Carolina. Yeah, Will Wade, that was his name. Yeah, that dude, Woodward, was an ass. Because I don't think he hired him. Well, maybe he did. I don't know it. Hey, okay, you don't have to like a head coach. He's bringing you a shitload of money. He suspended him. He suspended his ass with the NCAA tournament going. I mean, Will Wade took McNeese State 2 years. I knew he wasn't going to stay at McNeese. You know, somebody going to come along and give him a shitload of money. That's what happens with colleges. These coaches get second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances. You know? I'm going to say this, though. Lane Kiffin better do his job because I don't like him. I think he was a wrong fit for LSU. You know, because he's got a history of jumping. Soon he can lead LSU to the championship and then jump the next year. He's done it before. He'll do it again. And that's what a lot of coaches do. I just don't like Lane Kiffin. He just rubs me the wrong way. He is basically a worse Brian Kelly. And not many people agree with me on this. People saying, oh, Lane Kiffin's great. Prove me wrong, ladies. Okay, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Yeah, he took Ole Miss to whatever, but like Ole Miss was going to win a national title. No. It's because Ole Miss played a weak-ass schedule. Yeah, they play in the SEC, but they played a weak-ass non-conference schedule. LSU don't do that shit. LSU actually plays some good teams. In football, yeah. But I'm going to have to look up all these records. Basketball. Because I remember LSU basketball, men's basketball, started something like 8-1. 9-0, I think it was. And then they lost. They got blown out by Wake Forest. And then they won like 2 or 3 more in a row. And that was the last time I kept up with them. They were like 11-1 to start the SEC play. So obviously LSU men's basketball doesn't do good in SEC play. They just don't. But yeah, for some reason, maybe I'm getting older. I don't know what it is. I used to listen to every LSU basketball game on the radio, baseball game with Jim Hawthorne, every single one. Now I keep up with the football on the YouTube. I keep up with it, but I don't know what's going on with that. But they won 3 SEC games. Well, shit, that put their record around 14-20 then. The SEC tournament started, Selection Sunday is this Sunday. So the SEC tournament usually starts on a Thursday. So that means probably the SEC tournament starts tomorrow. I remember LSU winning a few games here and there. I remember LSU blew like a 25-point lead and won on a last-second buzzer and beat Oklahoma or something this year. But I haven't kept up with many of the games. I really haven't. I mean, I have my radio there. It's just that I'm either working or I'm just too tired to think about it. LSU lost today. Oh, okay. Well, then there's their fucking season then. Because they ain't going. Last year, LSU men turned down an invite. Last year. One of those not the NIT, but there's like 3 or 4. I can't remember the name of them all at the moment, but there's like 3 or 4 postseason tournaments, and Tulane was invited to it too, and they turned it down. Tulane had a worse record than LSU last year, but LSU turned down postseason last year, and I'm just like, come on, man, fuck this. I don't care if they got 1 win. Give them a Don't do it for the, don't, oh, we ain't gonna do it, embarrass ourselves. No, do it for the kids. Shit, you never know. You might win who cares? It might be meaningless, but you're building on the future. You need as many games as possible. I don't care if they got to play Timbuktu. I don't care if they got to play the worst team, the best team in the NIT, the CCT, or there's like 4 or 5 of them out there. They just made another one last year. It goes NCAA, NIT. Now I can't. One's like CC College something tournament, and there's a bunch of them. But one of these tournaments had 16 teams, and all 16 teams had a losing record in this tournament. All 16 of them. But still, it's it's postseason. But they were talking about with Tulane to bring Tulane's coach back, but the former AD of Tulane gave him a 2-year contract extension 3 years ago. So they were talking about they're going to have to do a $6 million buyout and then pay everybody out on the staff. Is Tulane going to do that? Probably not. Ron Hunter's been winning. He's been having 15 wins, 16 wins, 17 wins, 18 wins. He just can't seem to get in the tournament. So I don't know if I have my volume on or not. We'll test it right now.
Yeah, it's on. Well, I hear you. Oh, I got to change.
No, my phone volume. Okay, there we go.
Oh, okay.
There we go. No, my phone volume was down. Well, I was doing some paperwork. This new place, they sent me about 37 modules to do, all due today. So I'm just I've been frantically doing these modules. They've been taking a half an hour. I'm getting paid for them, but so I got to go over there tomorrow and talk to people and say, hey, how you doing? So, but yeah, I got to check out their records, LSU football, basketball. But I think it's time to fire Matt McMahon. I think it's time to get rid of his ass. He was a scapegoat anyway. They just hired him. They hired him as the patsy coach. They need to go get somebody like go get Bruce Pearl. Shit, go get somebody that's experienced. I can't think of all the names right now. Go get somebody that's good. Or go get a younger coach, like that VCU coach that went to another team. Go get him. But I didn't even know the SEC tournament started today. I thought it was tomorrow. I just haven't kept up with basketball all year. Even the Pelicans, I'm like, But
I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be on.
Huh?
I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be on. I got to go to the hospital after a while. Missy's they keeping her overnight.
What happened to her?
She was getting dizzy spells when she, get up, and that's been happening for a while. And then doctor said quit taking her propanol, whatever. Hey, Goose, what's up, Mona May? How you doing? Goose Sports. And anyway, the doctor told her quit taking that propanol, and she was getting those for migraines, and her head was hurting real bad, so she started taking them again, but she still had dizzy spells no matter what, with or without the propanol. So anyway, her sister was over here, and she would get dizzy, and her sister said, let me take you to the emergency room. So Mrs. finally said, okay, go get checked out, and they run some tests on her and stuff. And he says, I don't know what all they did because I didn't talk to her sister on the phone that much or miss it. But I'll find out when I go. They're gonna put her in a room overnight and monitor her overnight and do some checks on her or whatever. Tests on her. Her blood. They said her heart's beating like an 18-year-old, but when she gets up, it slows down or something, and that's what gives her a dizzy spell. So that's got me confused. If she's got the heart rate of an 18-year-old, then hey, she's that means
what? That is exactly what happened to my mom about 2 months ago. My mom got up and she had fainting spells, and she went to the hospital, and they told her that blood medication you were taking, it was making you almost caused her to have a stroke. So she stopped. The doctor said, stop taking the blood pressure medication. When she stopped taking the blood medication, her blood pressure went down, sugar level went down. She got up, passed out. She was like, having a stroke, how that feels. You feel like you don't know where you're at. You sort of feel like you're drunk. You don't know where you're at. My mom got up. She knocked on the door. She didn't know where she was. She goes, I think I have to go to the hospital, or am I in the hospital? I said, no, you're not in the hospital. And they kept her overnight. They actually kept her 2 or 3 nights because something was way low. I forget what it was. A sugar rate or something was way low. Her blood pressure was way low. They said if you would have waited another day or so. Yeah. Huh?
If they'd have waited another day or so, what?
She would have been really she might have kicked the bucket, they were saying.
Oh, okay. Don't need that.
I think she was having side effects from that medicine because the doctor told her don't take that blood medication because it was making her feel bad. She was throwing up and stuff like that. So she stopped taking it. And once she stopped taking it, it was like within 24 hours, she kept getting dizzy. And it just like first, when she went to the doctor, her blood pressure was high. And then when they were admitting her, they were giving her fluids. Her blood pressure went low, and it went way low. So they couldn't figure out what was going on. So she was in there 2 or 3 days, I think. And then they finally figured it out. And then they told her, this may go away, this may not go. This may go away or it may not go away. You may have this the rest of your life. And she's been taking antibiotics for the last 3 or 4 months, and it's been pretty clear. She hadn't had any setbacks or anything, but they put her back on that medication, the same medication the doctor told her not to, because they found out the doctor, the ones at the ER room was like, that doctor should have never told her to stop taking that medicine. They said, well, they could have put you on a generic medicine, but the doctor pretty much flat cold turkey said, stop taking it. So of course you're going to listen to your doctor. And I don't like doctors. They don't know what they're doing. It's a 50-50 guesswork. It's like being a weatherman. You guess, okay, it's going to rain today and it's sunny. They still get paid. Doctors, they don't, it's for the most part, they know what they're doing. But a lot of times it's guesswork. They'll tell you this is good, but we're stumped. We have no idea. And I get it. It's kind of a guess. You have to kind of see and look around and, but it's
like in Missy's case, when they told her to quit taking the medicine, so she did, but she started getting headaches. Okay. And I want to say that she was still having them dizzy spells. It's just when she get up out of the chair, and when she gets up fast, real fast.
You can't do that.
And the way that leg rest, when you like a lazy bar recliner, well, she doesn't put the leg rest all the way down. It stays at an angle about like that. So it's kind of awkward getting out of it. And because it's hard to get back in. It's not hard to get out. It's just hard to get back in. So I might just... Yeah. But anyway, it's awkward for her to get out. And she kind of got a... Not strain, but it's a little harder to get out of that recliner than it is if it was in an all the way closed position. So, but anyway, if I had video of it every time she get out and like dizzy spell something, I can show that to the doctor or whatever. But they said her doctor said her nurse practitioner. She doesn't see her doctor. She sees a nurse practitioner, which, she's almost a doctor. But anyhow, she said, stop taking that propapanol. But that's for migraines. It's not a blood thinner or anything. But it does. I think it does. Yeah, it thins what the hell it does? Yeah, it thins the blood.
Well, aspirin thins the blood when you take it.
So you don't get migraines. I looked it up and told her what it was, and
I take Excedrin.
Her head was hurting so bad, she just got back on it. She couldn't stand the pain, So she told the doctor that. Her sister told me that. I'm gonna call Johnny here in a bit, and have him bring me to the hospital to bring her nightgowns or socks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I wish you the best, of course. You know that.
Thank you.
But me, I've been starting to get migraines. I take the Excedrin migraine. I'll pop 2 of those suckers, and it'll take. Like, I was sick the other day, and I called out from my work, and they didn't tell me nothing. And then they called me up later on. You coming in? I said, no. I left y'all a message. I'm not coming in today. I'm sick. What you want me to do? I got a migraine. I had a migraine. I couldn't open my eyes. I said, what do you want me to do? Do this shit blindfolded? I said, hell. That's how I was feeling last night, too. I was feeling like shit. And then I had to do like 5,000 modules on my phone. It was crazy. The amount of stuff I had to do for this company. It took a week and a half before they finally got everything working forward. But I have a set schedule, so I know when I'm going to work, and I'll be off by 6 o'clock every day. So I know what schedule I'm going to have, and I know the hours I'm going to have, and so because I'm not. They asked me if I wanted to do overnight, and I said, does it pay more? And they said no. I said, I'll do the daytime then. Y'all pay me more, I'll do night. I don't care. But it's the same pay either way, and it's not an independent contractor, because they told me that would be a W-9 form. You're filling out a W-4 form, and I said okay. They don't call it W-2 anymore. I guess they call it W-4 for new hires and stuff. So it's not under the independent contractor rule. They have to pay independent. They have to do it on their side, but with me, it's not, because I asked them about it, and I said, yeah, I don't want to pay taxes out to you know what.
Right.
But then I found out my cab driver. Yeah. Well, my cab driver's not driving anymore. So I'm going to have to take a cab there 2 times a week. And that's going to be $20 or $30. So I'm going to be paying like $60 a week probably in cab fare. So I can't win either way. But I just have to put it in my budget, because I'm having 40 hours guaranteed. And they actually said,
get you one of them e-bikes. Get you one of them e-bikes and lock it up inside the storeroom at work.
Yeah, I could do that.
Or I've never been in a regular bike, but an e-bike could be a lot better.
Yeah. Well, it's only like, from here to the old Goodwill was 3.4 miles. So you add about another 3 miles to that. So it's about 6.5 miles. So I know my cab company used to charge me $11, so they're probably going to charge me $22. But I only have to do it twice.
You could pedal that in about a half hour or so, I think. You could pedal that.
Oh, yeah. I used to walk that, and it would take me about an hour. When I worked at Marshall's and I got off at midnight or 10 o'clock, sometimes I get off at 9, 10 o'clock. I'd walk that whole stretch, and then I'd come home and remember I'd do a live stream, and I was like, yeah, I just walked 3.5 miles. So I do it in pitch dark. There ain't nobody out. My mom would always be, it's like, somebody's going to jump you. I said, hey, people are sleeping at this time. I walk past the highway. I mean, not the highway. I walk down the main street. They'd have 2 cars, and it'd be like 10:30 at night. Nobody'd be out. Now most people are sleeping by that time. But, so yeah.
All right. Well, let me let you go. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to call Johnny up. See.
Yeah, I appreciate you hopping on. Send him my best wishes.
Okay, I will. Before he gets too comfortable in his recliner.
Johnny, wake up! Get your ass over here.
Yeah. All right, mon ami.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me up, and
No
I'll catch y'all
problem.
later. As always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Pluto.
See you later. That was my co-host, Cajun Coin Hunter. Hopefully, the next time I do a stream, he'll be able to stay up the whole time. Best wishes for Missy, Miss Missy. You know, hopefully it's nothing serious. You know, they give us some stuff and then they send her home tomorrow, or maybe even tonight. Maybe, who knows? So, unless somebody else pops in, I'll probably. I'm gonna. I got about a half an hour done. My phone's all wonky, so I can't see. I don't think anybody sent me another message. But there we go. I got it fixed again. But yeah, they must not have any games on if Goose is in here. But I gotta y'all go follow. By the way, y'all go follow Goose Sports. He doesn't need me promoting his channel, but hey, why not, right? I help out friends. You know, he does all the sports games. He just doesn't do Louisiana, LSU, Tulane. You know, he does all the games. You know, the NBA playoffs are coming up soon. I'm sure he'll do those. I think he even does. Well, I don't know if he does golf, but he does. He does a lot of. You know, he might have streamed today and I missed it. I don't know. I just hadn't been on YouTube the last couple of days. I was in Van Stream, Coin Hunter, Southern Coin Hunter stream, who might be streaming right now. He said he was going to stream tonight. Southern Coin Hunter is actually somebody that needs watch hours because he's getting close to monetization. So y'all, if y'all like coins, it's basically him with a screen and he's showing the coins off. Oh, I forgot to tell Cajun about that. Shit, last night he found an 1897 V-Nickels. Really beat up. I forgot to, he might have seen that video already, though. But I forgot to, you know. But he's got more things to worry about right now than what I'm saying. So, yeah, but I don't know what's going on with that. If LSU only won 3, I'm thinking LSU basketball got losing. But if somebody out there invites LSU basketball to a tournament, accept it. I don't care if it's the We Suck tournament. Take it. You know, that's more practice. But LSU basketball, honestly, all their players left, and then McMahon came from Wichita State, and he brought his entire roster from Wichita State. And then in the last 2 years, he added a few players here and there. Wichita State wasn't even that decent when he left it, because I think he got fired from there. Or maybe he trained, I don't know. With the transfer portal and the NI deals, it's practically impossible. You're basically rebuilding the team every year. So, you know, but I feel this, that Scott Woodward would have never got fired. If LSU men's basketball would have went on a run and won a title, even with what he did with football, I think Woodward would still be the LSU athletic director today, because he won 7 championships overall, 2 in men's baseball, 1 in women's. I think tennis, and I think there was a couple of gymnastics mixed in there. And LSU gymnastics, Abigail Lutz. Good Lord, that woman's hot as hell. She's going to give somebody a massive heart attack. One day I hope to run into her. She's going to give me a heart attack. The way she's bouncing and dancing all around, and good Lord. She ain't the typical gymnast. I tell you that. She took over for Livy Dunn. So we know LSU can get the hot women. They can get anybody. You know, LSU should, with the money LSU makes, they should win every championship every year. Honestly, they have the money to get the best athletes out there. You know, they have the resources, they have the know-how. And obviously UNO is going back into the LSU fold, so there's really not going to be any UNO anymore. They might call them LSU UNO, They might still have the Privateer logo, but they're not going to have a blue and white logo. They're going to go back to LSU. So I don't even know what UNO basketball did this year, but they've been terrible the last few years because they really don't have the money to get anybody. They just pretty much, okay, walk on, walk on, walk on. I mean, you're going to suck. They're in the Southland Conference. I don't even know if LSU, when they take it over, or they're going to continue with sports. Are they going to continue doing the baseball and the basketball? Honestly, I would like to see LSU do a football team, even if it's Division II. You know, have LSU take the UNO over and do a football team. That would bring, even if they suck, that would bring in more money for the, you know. It's just where they're at. It's just the enrollment went down ever since Katrina. Like New Orleans, where that campus is in not the worst territory. It's in a pretty bad location, but it's not the worst. I mean, it's right off the lake. Lakefront Arena, you go right down the street. Wow, there's UNO campus. It's practically near the water, if I remember right. My cousin graduated from UNO. A few people I've known have gotten degrees in UNO. Now, that's the thing. Are those degrees going to be valid anymore once a college goes back to whatever? Are those, you know, imagine you go to school for 4 years, 5 years, 8 years as a doctor, and you get a degree just to find out that your college is not going to exist anymore, or it's going to be taken over by a different college. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean your degree is worthless? Doesn't count? I mean, my friend went to automotive thing for 4 years, and they practically told him, oh, well, you need a 5-year degree. This doesn't count. And basically, he went to school for 4 years, basically for them to say it doesn't count. He couldn't get hired at Pep Boys. And that's sad. You waste all this money going to school. That's what I'm saying. College is a scam. I wouldn't go to college. No. Most of the people that go to college now go there for the sports because they know they can get a free ride. They get a free scholarship. Basically, going to college now as an athlete is a job. That's basically what it is. You know, I was born in the wrong era, and I'm not really athletic or nothing, but hell, I could have done something. Shit. I mean, you know, with the NIL deals and stuff, and I just wish LSU one more year. If it would have been one more year, we would have had Will Wade, and I promise you, LSU would have been in the championship by now. The way Will Wade was recruiting, look what he did with McNeese. He got McNeese into the Sweet 16. Shit. Now, whether or not he's going to take North Carolina State to a title, I don't know. I don't know what he did this year with NC State. I'm going to have to look this up. I just haven't really paid attention. You know, I was watching something the other day, and they said March Madness, and I forgot we were in March. Hell, I'm thinking, oh, shit, I didn't watch a game all year. I didn't know the SEC tournament was today. You know, but of course, if LSU lost, then there's no reason to watch the tournament. I remember years ago, and I watched this a couple of weeks ago on YouTube, actually, and this happened in, I think it was 2007 or something. They were doing a tournament game at night in Atlanta, and I don't remember two teams. I think it was Mississippi State and Alabama, somebody playing. And a guy hit a three-pointer to send it in overtime. They played in the overtime, and then a tornado hit and tore some of the roof off the Georgia Dome. And but they were saying that guy wouldn't have hit that three-pointer, they would have had 50,000 people on the street in the middle of a tornado. So it's funny how God works sometimes. And you never wish tornadoes anywhere. If a tornado is going to hit, let it hit Atlanta Stadium with no people in it. I'm good with that. You know, let it go hit the Chinese Dome or whatever they call it, Mercedes Chinese Dome over there, just with nobody in it. You know, they have a Chick-fil-A in that stadium, and Chick-fil-A is not open on Sundays. I don't understand the point of that. Obviously, they have different venues in that building other than Sunday, but your main focus in that building is watching Atlanta football, which I don't know who watches that shit. You know, the Saints re-signed Caden Ellis. He left us to go to Atlanta, and then he came back. I don't know why the hell we would sign an Atlanta player, but I mean, you know, welcome back, I guess. I'm sad that Demario Davis went back to the Jets. We signed a few good players in free agency. I don't know. I'm just worried about Cam Jordan and Taysom Hill. I think there's about a 50-50 chance we sign Cam Jordan. That's probably less than a 10% chance we sign Taysom. In fact, I would not be surprised if Taysom goes to Denver. In fact, any Saints player would probably just show up with Sean Payton in Denver. Why wouldn't you? Shit, if Sean Payton recruited me, they went to the AFC Championship game. I mean, that'd be crazy. Cam Jordan, I would not be surprised. I mean, I was shocked that Demario Davis went back to the Jets. He sucked when they left, and they suck even worse now. And then they're going to have Geno Smith coaching. I mean, Geno Smith was the quarterback in 2013 for the Jets when they sucked. So they're going back to 2013. But I would not be surprised if Cam Jordan either one retires, which I don't know, but they were talking about going to the Chiefs, but he's going to go to a Super Bowl contender. We're not there yet. We're not quite there. I think we can make the playoffs this year, but we're not. We're not quite. But I'm not talking about LSU. I'm talking about the Saints. I was talking about LSU earlier. But yeah, we signed. Didn't we sign a Lions player? No. Wait. A Lions player that one of the Lions players, Alex Anzalone, who we drafted, is with the Falcons now. Like, that's insane. He went with the dude to Detroit. I think we signed a Lions player. I don't know. I know we signed the Vikings player, but he played at Tulane, so that makes sense. I'm real happy we signed Travis Etienne from the Jaguars. Woohoo! That dude is freaking awesome. That dude's going to go for 1,200 yards. Oh, Anzalone's with the Bucks. Oh, well. Oh, our center signed with the Panthers. Luke Fortner, a backup center. He went to the Panthers. Yeah. Well, Anzalone was with the Saints first. He was a backup linebacker, and then the dude took him. When the dude got hired in Detroit, he took four staff guys. He took like 15 Saints players. That's why they became good. When you take good players and you transplant them, of course you're going to be good. I don't know who the Lions signed. I know the Saints signed. And usually the Saints don't sign that many players in free agency, at least not in the first couple of days. They usually wait, and then they'll sign somebody at the end, because we've been in cap hell, so-called. But we signed the best guard out there, David Edwards. He was with the Bills. That dude's freaking awesome. We signed the punter from the Vikings. He played for Tulane. He was pretty decent last year because, the Vikings sucked. They had to punt like 1,000 times. We actually traded our punter to the Texans and got a 6th-round draft pick. So that's amazing. Our GM is finally like drinking. He put down the Kool-Aid for 2 minutes and started doing shit. And then we signed Travis Helene, whatever his name is, from the Jaguars, that little running back. Woo, that guy's fast. And then we signed Noah Fant, back up from the Bengals. I was hoping we would have went after Trey Henderson again, but the Ravens got him. And then we signed 4 or 5 players. We only lost 2 players. Of course, I knew Taylor was going to go, that bastard. He said 5 days before free agency, he goes, "I'm leaving, see ya." I knew he was gone. The Titans can have his ass. Yeah, I saw that. Montgomery's gone. Y'all going to need a running back. Hey, Saints might get rid of Kamara. They talking about it right now. They talking about getting rid of Kamara, so y'all might want to make a trade for him. Shit. Because we not, I mean, honestly, we really, I don't want to say we don't need Kamara anymore, but I don't know. Oh, y'all got somebody from KC. Oh, yeah, Kansas City signed a running back too, I believe. Everybody was saying the Saints were going to draft Jeremiah Young, and I'm like, I don't know about this shit. I don't know. But now we got the guy from the Jaguars, and he's from LSU. He's from Louisiana. So we signed 3 Louisiana players. Caden Ellis used to play for the Saints. Then he went to the Falcons, and now he's back with the Saints. I don't know. We have a tendency of signing former players. Yeah, we're getting Carr back and we're trading his fucking ass to like any team. I hope he does come back because the first thing we're going to do is trade his ass. Well, Teddy Bridgewater is miles and miles better than Derek Carr. Okay? I would be proud to have Teddy Bridgewater on my team. At least when he was with the Saints, he led us to a 5-0 record. I don't think he lost a game with the Saints. I think he played in 7 or 8 games over 2 years and didn't lose a game. He's good in relief. He has a starter. I don't know, but as a backup, like a relief player, he's good. You know, he had, of course, with the Saints, he had a lot of moving pieces. I don't know what he did with the Lions, but he actually was coaching his high school team. I hope Derek Carr does come back. We'll get a draft pick. That's perfect. We need more draft picks. We got like eight or 9. We got a 4th-round draft pick for losing Paulson Adebo to the Giants last year. We'll probably get a 4th-round draft pick for losing Alontae Taylor to the Titans. And, you know, the only 2 players we lost 3 players, actually. Luke Fortner went to the Panthers, backup center, who we traded for last year. He was with, I think he was with the Browns last year, the year before that. Roadrunner, how you doing? Meep, meep. I can't do that shit anymore. But how you doing, Roadrunner? Saints lost Amaro Davis to the Jets. We lost Taylor to the Titans, and Luke Fortner went to the Panthers. That's the only 3. The Saints have about 15 or 16 free agents. Well, the Saints are in a rebuild season, so I mean, I guess that's what happens when you get good. You have to pick and choose, and a lot of teams are going to go for those players, and that's what happened to your team. Your team's been good for the last few years. A lot of those players hit free agency. See you. You're going to have to pick and choose, and who you can't keep everybody. You just can't. Even though the salary cap's at about $300 million, you just can't keep every single person. You can't. It's impossible. So, you know, you just can't keep everybody. Sad to say. But, oh, man. Let me see what else. I know I'm going to have to go to sleep in a while. Probably a few hours. But, yeah, I got this new job, Zaron, and I'm going to have to be up at 6 o'clock every morning. So if you don't see me in your streams overnight, it's not because I'm not, it's not because I'm not wanting to show up. It's because I'm probably sleeping. And it pays pretty damn good. So, I mean, hell, but, yeah, the Ravens signed Trey Henderson today. Crosby's with the, the Raiders traded him to somebody. No, the Ravens didn't want to give up 2 number 1s. I don't care how good you are. I don't give up players for 2 number 1s. You know, unless you're like a 21-year-old rookie and you got like experience and shit, you know. I'm not giving up 2 number 1s for any player. So, yeah. Well, the Cowboys wanted to give up a 1 and a 2. The Ravens wanted to give up 2 number 1s. Well, the Ravens signed Trey Henderson. Why in the ass would you give up 2 number 1s? Trey Henderson was drafted by the Saints. I met him as a rookie. In fact, he's on my video. On one of my videos. He's on the Drew Brees video. He's like, that's the guy in the thumbnail. Trey Henderson. He was good, and then Mickey Loomis traded him to the Bengals, and then he became really good. But Max Crosby is not worth 2 number 1s. Maybe a number 1 and a 4, but you can bet he'll go to Dallas for a 1 and a 2. So, but that's fine. I know he ain't coming to the Saints because we ain't giving up them draft picks. Mickey Loomis don't give up. He'll move up, but he don't do draft picks. that, we got a 4th round draft pick from a comp. So we got a 1, a 2, a 3. Wait, we got a 1, a 2, a 3. I think we got 3 number 4s, 2 number 5s, a 6, and a 7, I think. Because we got 2 draft picks from Marshawn Lattimore last year when we traded him to the Redskins. And then we traded somebody else and got a 6th and a 7th, I think. Yeah, Saints have at least 1, 2, 3, 4. No, Saints have at least 8 or 9 draft picks. I don't know about that. They say we're gonna try to get the Dallas. Jerry Jones wants to throw out everything. They were talking about the Cowboys giving up number 1, number 2, number 3, and I'm like, ain't nobody worth that much. I remember back in the day when Mike Ditka traded our entire draft class, and the draft class after that for Ricky Williams. I'm like, what the? I don't know how the Redskins didn't build a Super Bowl dynasty with that team. I remember this. I remember Mike Ditka traded number 1, number 2, number 3. I don't think we had a 4. He traded a 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and then he traded a 1 and a 2 the next year, just to draft one player who only played with us 3 years. But then we traded him to the Dolphins and then got 2 number 1s and a number 2 back for Ricky Williams. So I mean, it worked out, I guess, but. We gave the Redskins like 10 draft picks, and they didn't do nothing with them. Thank God it was the Dan Snyder era. But people were like, the Redskins had like 15 draft picks in one season. They had like 3 number 1s, and they couldn't do anything with it. That was when they drafted Arrington and all those other crappy players. I'm just like, man, they drafted a whole lot of crappy players. I mean, they got it right now because they got JD5 running that team. But I'm just thinking about that. How, I don't know. I don't think the Saints signed anybody today, but I need them to sign Cam Jordan and Taysom back. Sign them to 1-year deals or sign them to 2-year deals. I mean, you could fit Taysom on that field somewhere. I mean, we could trade Spencer Rattler somewhere. I don't think they will, but we could trade him somewhere. A couple of months ago, we didn't trade him. We let Hayner go to something. Yeah, Travis Etienne. Yeah. He's from Louisiana. I think he went to LSU. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, he's going to be the replacement for Alvin Kamara because I can't see them keeping Kamara on the roster. He's got another 2 years on his contract. They just redid his contract. The Saints used the 50% rule. You can do this once a year or twice a year, I think, where you can renegotiate someone's contract and only pay them 50%, and it doesn't count as under the cap. So instead of paying Kamara $10 million next year, they're only going to pay him $1.75. He still gets his money, but that $8 million that they save doesn't count towards the cap. It just gets spread around. But 50% rule, and teams only use that 50% rule if they're negotiating a contract or a trade. Sort of like franchise tag. Nobody uses a franchise tag anymore unless they want to do more time, use more time. I think only 4 teams used the franchise tag this year out of the 32 teams. Only 4. I can't remember. I don't think the Saints have ever franchised anybody. I don't think they have. I can't remember it. I'd have to ask John Hendricks that, or what's his name? One of the other Saints guys that I talk to, that I follow. They know all that shit. Nick Underhill probably knows that too. That dude knows a lot of shit. He's signing all them damn Saints reporters to his New Orleans football site. But Travis Etienne. Little short bastard, but he can run. Southern Coin Hunter in the building. Hey, you going live tonight? Southern? I mentioned it earlier in my stream that you were thinking of going live tonight. Because I can't stay up too late because I start the new job tomorrow. Gotta be up bright and early. So okay, when I'm done here, I'll jump in your stream. Because I know you need some watch hours. I was in somebody's stream last night. I picked up like 25 new people because everybody started following me. And I said, look, I don't need followers. I need watch time. And they were all commenting, oh, we from so-and-so's channel. Great channel. And I go, I hate when people do that shit. Just actually watch the video instead of comment. Just comment that you like the video. I don't care what channel you came from. I just hate when people do that shit. Drives me up the wall. But yeah, we restructured a lot of people. McCoy's contract, and the Saints got out of salary cap hell, if you want to call it that. Yeah, Cajun was up here earlier, but he's got to take care of something. Miss Missy's in the hospital, so he's you know. I forgot. I mentioned it. I forgot to tell Cajun, but like I said, Cajun was up here for about 10 minutes. Miss Missy's not feeling good. She's in the hospital, so he had to go run to the hospital. So I forgot to tell Cajun, but yeah, Southern found an 1897 V-nickel last night. Terrible shape, but 1897 ain't too bad. I mentioned that in someone's live stream last night because I was in their channel and they were like, do you know anybody that needs watch hours? And I said, yeah. And I put in Southern Coin Hunter does. Go to his channel. Whether or not they did, I don't know. But yeah, I'm wrapping this up in about 10 minutes. I'm only doing 8 or 9. I'm only doing an hour because I really don't want to be on too long tonight. I have the time, but I knew you were going live, and I'm probably going to sleep about 10 o'clock because I got to wake up at like 5 in the morning, 5:30. I got to do all the usual nonsense and spend away. But yeah, anybody that listens to this thing in the past, the future, the present, go follow Southern Coin Hunter and, get him monetized. Why not, right? Even if you don't like coins, just go in there and say hi. He'll talk to you. I mean, you don't have to be interested in coins to go to someone's channel. You can just still go up in there and chat. That's how I am. I go on people's channels. I went in that guy's channel last night, Jerry JPG Jr., Saints fan. He posted something about this guy can help you get monetized and all this stuff because he got monetized. I was all right. So I went up in there and I was talking to people, and all these people started adding me. I think one person left a comment, but I explained to him I don't need more subscribers. I need watch time. I can have 62 million subscribers, but if they're not watching my product, doesn't matter. But one of them in there said they liked coins. I don't remember who, but I did drop your name in there. I did type in Southern Coin Hunter. I said, if y'all want to go support him, he does coins, and y'all don't have to, but maybe obviously none of those people that followed me came in my stream tonight, or if they did, they were silent. The one thing I hate about these so-called grow streams is, and I hate this, and people can do what they want. They'll have a laptop, they'll have a phone, and they'll have a tablet. And they'll be in 3 different streams at once, and they don't pay attention to you. And I get that. You're helping support people. I totally get that. It's fine. But people don't realize when you do that, YouTube's not going to count all of that. They don't want anybody to get ahead. They never did, and they never will. It's like when people would watch you in the same channel on 3 different devices. YouTube don't count that. They only count you on 1 device. I kept telling people that. They don't count you on 3 different devices. They'll pick up the IP and go, nope. It's the same person. Nope. It's if they actually, which would make no sense, because you think that YouTube would want everybody monetized because it helps them make more cha-ching, right? But the things they've done in the past, they got rid of the post thing, they got rid of the message button. You used to message people, come on in. They got rid of the thing where you click someone's name and you'd send them right to their page. But you can use that app like I do. Go to, I don't remember the name of the app, but I got the app where I can click someone's name. It's a free app. And you click their name like you used to do, and it'll send you right to their channel. But you can't even click the name anymore and go to unless you're a mod, you can do it. But otherwise, you can't. That's why I think a lot of those grow channels make everyone mods. That's the sole reason. But by doing that, you're going to bring in the trolls. And the trolls know this, and that's, and that's why they go in there and do what they do and say what they say. But so that's how I see it with that. But this guy got monetized, and he's been on YouTube, I don't know, a couple of months, and he was talking about his injuries, and he got hit by a car, and he was like, oh, I did this viral video, and so did this video, and it became viral, and if you do this video, you'll get 10 million views. And so everybody's doing this stupid singing in the shower viral crap and getting a million views. I said, I don't do that. I'm not going to buck with the trend. I'm not going to do that crap yeah, that's when I'm ending my stream, Southern. I'm going to be in there, give or take a few minutes, but I'll be up in there. Yeah, I'm not going to do a video. I'm not going to do a video trend just because everybody else is doing it, just to get a couple million views, to get a couple dollars on YouTube. Nah, it's just ain't me. If I wanted to do that, I could have done that years ago. I could have did giveaways. I could have did all that crap. I'm not gonna I already make an ass out of myself on YouTube. Why would I want to do these viral videos? And just because you singing in the shower or doing the mirror thing, that works with women because guys will watch that. That ain't gonna work with men. There ain't no one gonna watch a heavyset man or any man dancing in the shower unless they got muscles or something, or dancing in the mirror. That ain't gonna happen. So I told that guy that. I said, you're telling everybody they're gonna get 10 million views. That's not realistic. I told the guy that. I said, that's not realistic, man. You shouldn't be going promising everybody 10 million views. You can't. You can't be. This guy's telling everybody, oh, if you do this video, you'll get 10 million views. You'll be monetized. I'm like, you can't be doing that shit. You can't. So, oh, I don't care. I don't give a shit if I'm monetized or not anymore. I really don't. I had it twice. I mean, it's not like, it's not the end of the world, but I'm not going to sit here and do a dancing in the shower video for 10 million views. Screw that. I know as well as you do. I would not get 10 million views if I did that. No way. That's for women to do that shit. I don't know how every woman on YouTube is not monetized. If they're a good-looking woman, they should do guys will look at any woman half naked. They got these videos where these people wear these glasses, these Ray-Ban glasses, and I don't know if you know about these Ray-Ban glasses. Somebody got prosecuted in Louisiana recently for this. They film this. They'll go up to women, and it's a pair of Ray-Bans, but it's got a button on it. It records like a selfie stick, and they'll go up to women and they'll ask them questions without their consent, and then they'll post videos on YouTube. But one woman found out about this, and this guy was getting like 500,000 views. And I'm not talking about scantily clad women, just average women on the street. Then he started doing it on the beaches, and they getting a shitload of views. And but it's even Ray-Ban knows about this. They know about what's going on. It's just no matter technology or whatnot, it's going to happen that way. I don't know. It's just crazy. But all right, well, it's 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna end my stream. I'm going to Southern Coin Hunter stream. I'll probably stream tomorrow. But I appreciate all y'all, Roadrunners, Anron, Southern Coin Hunter, Cajun Coin Hunter. Dave's not here, man. He wasn't here. Goose Sports, of course. So it is what it is. So I'm gonna go watch Southern Coin Hunter. If y'all want to go in there, that's fine. We'll be talking about coins and stuff. So y'all have a good one, and I'll probably